Hi everyone and welcome back. On today's video I'm going to be sharing a few of my favorite makeup brushes and that I think that you have to have in your makeup kit. So I'll be starting in order in how I apply my makeup, and the first one that I love is the Beauty Blender. You guys probably know about it, of course you do. This is the famous sponge that leaves your skin looking so beautiful and that everyone has been using. And I'm sure you guys know how to use it, but if you don't, this sponge only works if it's damp. So if you have a Beauty Blender and you don't think it's working because you're not using it wet it because it's gonna make your foundation look so beautiful, your concealer. You can use this Beauty Blender to apply so many different things, but I love it for my foundation and concealer because it leaves such a beautiful natural finish. So still talking about foundation, another one that I've been loving is this Kabuki by Morphe brushes. Morphe has amazing brushes because they're super affordable, but they're very great quality brushes. They don't shed, they don't break, and I've been loving this one because it's very big and dense at the same time, so it applies the product well. It doesn't remove a lot of product. The Beauty Blender kind of soaks in the foundation. It's very easy and fast to apply because it's big, so it just covers your whole entire face in just a few seconds. Another favorite for foundation is this Dual Fiber by MAC. This one I use when I want a more natural and a very fast way to finish my foundation application, and gives a very pretty finish. So Dual Fiber brushes are a few of my favorite. I use them for bronzer, for concealer. Obviously they're different shape, but this one for foundation works super well. Now for concealer, I chose 3 to show you, and I'm gonna start with this one. It's kind of like a flat angled Kabuki but small for concealer. This one applies my concealer so beautifully, and because I love that full coverage concealer look, this one is one of my favorites, and I've been using this one non-stop. Another great concealer brush is this one, and it's by Sephora. And this one I like more to blend in the inner corner, the parts where maybe this one hasn't reached. It does do a good job by itself, but sometimes I want to go that further step to blending my concealer. Or I like this one for color correcting also. I used to use more orangey toned concealer for color correcting, and I would use this one to apply it with. And my last favorite concealer brush is this one by Real Techniques, a dual fiber brush, and this one is amazing also because it applies your concealer super nicely but leaves a natural looking finish, and I think that's always what you want to achieve with your makeup, never to make your foundation or your concealer, whatever it may be, look a natural, I guess you could say that. Doesn't soak up a lot of the concealer but leaves it looking flawless. Now for blush, I have 2, and they're from MAC. I know that a lot of brands have the same type of brush, it's just that MAC is a little bit more expensive. And the first one is this one. It's kind of angled but very fluffy brush, perfect to apply the blush on your apples of your cheeks. It applies the product beautifully. And this one also, I think this is probably a powder brush, but I like it for blush when I want more natural looking, not that the other one leaves a harsh looking finish, but this one just, I guess because it's so fluffy and big, leaves a more natural finish. That's what I'm trying to say. Now for bronzer, I have 2 favorite ones, and one is a dual fiber from Real Techniques. This one has been my go-to for bronzer. It just, I don't know what it does, but it makes my bronzer look so beautiful and blended. This one for sure I would recommend to everyone that loves to apply bronzer. Seriously, get one of these. It came in a kit with a concealer brush and an eye brush. And then this one by Morphe for bronzer also. I love it. Beautiful, leaves your skin looking so nice and bronzed, but at the same time super blended. I think I've said blended and super nice and natural and flawless for every brush, but I mean, these are my go-to brushes, my favorite brushes, and I just want to tell you guys what I like and what I enjoy applying my makeup products with, and that I think that you guys would also love and enjoy. It just depends what type of brush you're looking for what application. It all depends on your taste. And for contour, I have 2 brushes. The first one by NARS. You guys have probably seen a lot of YouTubers use this brush. I think it has been a long time since I haven't seen anyone use it because there's so many new contour brushes out there, but I do love this one for that very perfect contour line, but at the same time very blended, because you don't want that harsh line for your contour and to just look super streaky. You want it harsh to define your face but blended at the same time. So I guess this one just fits right in the part of your contour and blends it super pretty. I haven't seen any other brand create a brush that looks like this one, but you can get the job done with this one also. This one by Morphe. It's an angled brush, very fluffy, so applies your contour super nice and blended. Should we count how many times I've said blended with these brushes? Anyway, we're almost there, I promise. For setting my under eye and wherever I want to bake, I love this one by Sephora. It's a super fluffy brush. It looks like a big blending blending crease brush, honestly. And this one is, they say it's pro contour. Oh, this one is supposed to be for contour, but I like it for setting my under eye. It's good to remember that brushes not always have just one functionality. You can use these brushes for so many other things, whatever you think that works best for you. Maybe one that I like for blush, you guys like for bronzer or contour. Maybe this you guys like for contour. So it depends on your taste and how you like your products applied to your face. Now for highlighter, my favorite part of makeup. These three are my favorite highlighter brushes for sure. And I'm gonna start by this one by Morphe, a big blending fluffy brush. This one is amazing. Honestly, applies my highlighter super smooth and seamless. I love this one. I cannot talk enough good things about it. And Morphe, super affordable brand, so if you can get your hands on this one, I think you would love it. Another one is this one that it looks a lot like the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter brush. I bought this one in Brazil actually, so it was much cheaper than the Anastasia one, and I used it today to apply my highlighter and I actually died. It was the first time I used it for my highlighter and I'm like, I think this has been my favorite highlighter brush ever, and I just tried it today. Before I used to use it to set my under eye, and I would barely ever use it because I have so many other under eye setting powder brushes, but this one is gonna be my new favorite highlighter brush. And the last highlighter brush is this one, the fan brush, the very famous one that a lot of people use to put their highlighter, and honestly it is one of the easiest ones to apply a highlight with because I feel like you just have to go like this and it just applies it right where you have to apply your highlighter. Super seamless, nothing streaky, nothing harsh, super blendable, super blended, and it looks beautiful. Almost done, almost done. I think the last face brush that I have to share with you guys, it's this one by Morphe, and this one is the brush that I use to set my whole face with compact powder. I like it because it's big, dense, and fluffy. So I do have a lot of eye brushes. I have a lot, but I separated just 6. And I think these are a must for you that likes to play around with eyeshadow. And so the first one is this one, a blending brush. For sure, you need this one in your life. Doesn't have to be this one. I think this one is by NARS, but a lot of other brands have it. MAC, Sigma, Morphe. Oh my god, every brand probably has a blending crease brush, and this one is perfect because it just leaves your eyeshadow super blended because it's so fluffy. I love it. Next up is this one by MAC. It's also a blending brush but much smaller, much thinner, and this one applies my eyeshadow more dense, or just applies more eyeshadow, less blended. Not less blended because it blends also, but when I want my eyeshadow more here, it applies it very well, or the outer corner. I really love this brush for that. Now for my lid, I love this one by MAC. So many brands have these type of brushes, just a flat brush. This one just applies my eyeshadow super well because unlike the crease, you want your lid to be more pigmented, so this one picks up the product very well and deposits it very well also. Now for my inner corner highlight, I don't live without this one. It doesn't even have a brand. I'm not sure where I got this, probably in a pack of brushes. This one just applies my inner corner super pretty, super blended, but at the same time pigmented. Can't live without this one. This one also for the inner corner highlight, I love to use this one. I actually think this is a lip brush, but one day I just grabbed it and used it as my inner corner highlight, and I loved it. So if you don't want such a big brush, you want a more smaller, this one works very well. And then for that lash line super blended eyeshadow, I love this one. Also doesn't have a brand, but this one has been the only one that I use for that, and it just applies the product super nice and blends it super nice. Also doesn't leave it super streaky or harsh. So that was it for my favorite brushes and the few that I think that you guys need in your makeup kit. Of course, you can eliminate the ones that you already have, or it depends all by what you need and what you like to apply on your makeup on the daily. Maybe you don't always need this amount of brushes. I'm sure you don't. I really hope this was helpful and that you guys learned a few things and that it can help you build your own little makeup kit. And yes, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Leave me any comments down below if you did have any questions about the brushes, or you have any suggestions of brushes that I should try. Leave me in the comments below. I'll love to read them, and we'll see each other on the next one. Bye!